Jeff Sweetman from Sweetman Technology. Welcome back. Every time new technology comes around, people look at it and think, wow, that's really great. It seems like it could be useful, but I don't see how it could help me in my business. So to look at that, we're going to be doing some case use scenarios. So in these case use scenarios, we'll be looking at different business models. And we'll look and see how telepresence can make them more effective, more productive, and safer for the people utilizing them. So in our first case use scenario, we're going to look at Sarsen Funds. Sarsen Funds specializes in cryptocurrency. So in this situation, we'll be looking at the office setting. So in an office setting like this, the user could be a number of different people. It could be the owner of the company, it could be a client from out of town, it could be one of the people that works in the office. So let's say that this is a customer that we've invited in to have a meeting and go over the details of a financial transaction that they're planning. What exactly can the device do for this client in this meeting? In a traditional teleconferencing session, you're at the mercy of a laptop camera and maybe the laptop speakers as your audio and visual input and output for a teleconference. The beauty of our system is this device has two 13 megapixel cameras that allow you to look up, down, right, left. You can zoom in on objects. The audio experience, there's 8 microphones coming through this to provide audio in to the user, and there's an 8-watt full range speaker that allows communication back and forth. And these are things that you're not going to find with standard traditional teleconferencing. So back to our case scenario, let's say that this client asked a question that this person didn't have an answer to, but they said that one of their colleagues was down the hall getting a cup of coffee and they had been working on that part. So instead of having to schedule another teleconference meeting, we have the ability to roll down the hallway and go ask Kate, hey, what's going on with my investment? I asked him this question. He didn't know. He said you were working on this. Now we can come up, talk to this person, and we can get the information we need. So what we're looking at here is kind of what the user would visualize through his computer, having conversation. You can see that it's a full rich screen, good resolution. The dialogue back and forth is crisp and clear. Our second case use scenario is going to deal with manufacturing. MedFab 3D is an engineering fabrication company that specializes in 3D printing. Now, MedFab has 2 different offices, one where they do a lot of their computing work and design work, and a second office space that actually houses 6 of their 3D printers. So the challenge here is having your business split between 2 separate locations. Imagine the workflow nightmares involved in having to constantly commute back and forth between your offices, trying to start a design, having to stop a design, having to go check on the printers. Once the printers are doing okay, you go back, you start doing your design again. So now we look at that transit time as being like a black hole. It's just sucking up all of your time. In the course of a week, you might lose a couple hours going back and forth between offices. In the case of a month, you might lose a day or two of productivity. In the case of a year, you could be losing a half a week to a week of productivity, all in this transit time between your facilities. So in a manufacturing case use scenario, telepresence makes great sense. You have the ability to remotely log into these, move around the other facility as needed, or even if it's in the same facility but it's in a distant location, you still save that transit time back and forth. You're going to have great visibility and audio with the device. You have the mobility to move between the different stations to check on different things. So how does this work? Well, I'm going to show you a little bit of a desktop workflow here in a second. So we send you an email, and when you get the email, there's going to be 2 links on there. You want to click on the bottom link. We want to make sure that we're utilizing a Google Chrome browser for this. As you connect, you'll see your web browser picture there, so you'll have an idea what the people will see on the front of the device as it rolls around, and then it'll connect you to the robot. As it's connecting, the device is going to use a LiDAR system to scan the area that it's in. You'll see there's little dots on the floor. So all those little dots are areas that the robot senses through its sensors that it can drive to. So you just click on a spot, you see the little green dot pop up, and the device will then simply drive to that green dot. Once you reach that little green dot, you have the ability to turn to the right or the left, as you see here on the screen. They're turning right, now they're going to turn left, they're going to go right again. You can pan and tilt the camera up, or you can pan and tilt the camera down. So you can move around within the screen like that. Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to find another dot further down the hallway to click on that. Up pops the little green dot. So once you're in the rooms, the device has the ability to change its height. So if you have something higher, like that was a higher bench-mounted printer that we wanted to see too, and then here's a desk-mounted printer that's a little bit lower where you have the ability to lower down to a different level as well. So here we're just kind of showcasing the device's ability to zoom in. Here we're looking at the 3D printer and seeing the 3D printing process going on, and you can see you can zoom in and zoom out with the camera as well. So besides just checking on their printers, MedFab 3D has also developed a 3D printed PPE respirator mask. They're working closely with the VA and actually several other countries on developing this and getting some protective gear out there for people during this COVID-19 crisis. So the flexibility our systems offer is amazing. So after this meeting, Dave Pemberton from MedFab 3D could simply walk down the hall and show people from Washington, Paris, and Montreal his printing facility and answer any questions they might have. I'd like to thank you all for watching these two use case scenarios for telepresence in the settings of financial offices and manufacturing. Please like and subscribe, and look for us in the future to do additional use case scenarios. And visit us at sweetmantechnology.com.